This is Humble Beginnings with the Priest. Get Brian on Instagram.
At humble_beginnings_1279.
Facebook.
Humble Beginnings with the Priest.
Email address.
humblebeginnings1279@gmail.com.
You could listen to the podcast on
iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcast, and Spreaker. Spreaker.
All right, welcome to episode 9 of this podcast. This is the Monday, March 21st, 2022 edition. So for part 2, we're going to dive right into fear and how do you combat the fear? Courage. All right, so, I guess we could get some examples. Brian, you're going to start with a nice story about...
So first thing is that we're going to start, last week was fear, so you have to understand that within fear, you're going to find your greatness, right? We're going to go towards courage today, but we'll talk about a quick story on the world and basically how someone went through fear and went through adversity and came out in front of courage. So one thing is that you don't want to let the opinions of cowards influence what you think or do. Your future depends on it. Now, what does that mean? That means don't let what people say about you become your reality. And a certain story is Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale, who basically was a girl in the 1800s, who basically changed the world of nursing for women and created the Red Cross. Her parents told her she'd be nothing. The world told her she'd be nothing, to give up. They gave her such a hard time and they didn't let her do anything. But her calling was to heal people, to help people. So your calling, that we talked in the last episode, is that fear is going to guide you to where you're meant to be. It's almost like when you walk through a door and you have metal in it and there's metal detectors go off. So for her, she knew something was there, but the world was not ready for what she was about to do. So in that case, you just keep pushing forward. And what happened with Florence Nightingale? She became a phenomenon for people to look back at as someone who didn't give up, who walked through adversity, who when people told her she'll never be nothing, said, you know what? Watch what I'm about to do. Because her calling was so powerful that it didn't matter what the other people are saying. The only reason people tell you these things is because they can't do it themselves, and that they have to put their fears upon you because they know they can't do what you're about to do. So if I'm scared to do something, I'm not gonna let you do it, because that shows a side of me that I don't want to see. So Florence Nightingale is a very influential story even for myself. To know that if someone can do that, why am I letting myself be stopped by something I want to do by perception of others? Why we only live once? Why would I let someone tell me I can't do something? Why are we here? We're here to do them for a reason. We're made a certain way by God, by the universe, by whatever you believe in. You're on this earth for a reason. You're not just here to do nothing in life. You're built for a reason. So whatever that fear is guiding you, use that as an alarm and use it to go towards yourself. That's one of the stories we're going to be talking about. But that is a great story to look at. And to understand that anything is possible when you put your mind to it. Courage is a big thing as well. So another thing is that we like to stay in our comfort zone. People rather die than come out their comfort zone. That's how much fear we have to conform to others or conform to our society. Now, what I want to say is that through anything to do with fear, I've learned in my life is that the more scared I am, the more growth I have I have within myself. That means I have to go towards growth. I have to go towards to not let fear stop me and becoming the person I was meant to be. I have come a long way in my life. I had drug issues. I've had where I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe I was good looking enough. I didn't believe I could talk to a girl. I didn't believe I had value. I let people put me down and I believed what they said, but it's a lie. I had so much power underneath myself. The key to my salvation was within me the whole time. I just didn't didn't use the key because I created the self-made prison holes in my life by giving myself limited belief systems. Limited beliefs, I can't, I won't, it's impossible. But it can't be impossible because I'm possible. So I'll tell you one thing, courage is a brutal tactic, but it's the best tactic. When you have courage, you'll never be alone in this world. You will never be alone because your destiny is guiding you towards where you're meant to be. So when everything is going wrong and people are always hating on you, now you know you're on the right path. Because you're triggering everybody. You're showing them there's a different side of you. And keep going. Never give up on who you can be. Now when we talk about fear and courage, it's be a slippery slope because You're going to have resistance come in and try to stop you from doing the things you're trying to do. You're going to have people from the outside trying to stop you from what you're meant to do. Like if you have that job and you hate your job, right? So if you hate your job so much that every day you don't want to go to work, sometimes what people I've learned, take a sort of like a few days to kind of get back to yourself. Because sometimes we need self-care. Sometimes we're burning ourselves out. And I've learned by taking a self-care day, you can actually help yourself kind of reboot yourself almost. But most people that when they love their job, they never work a day in their life. Now on to the next story of courage. I would say that is about a guy who basically I think it's the 60s or 70s, defied the options of everybody in the world in the police force. His name is actually Spreaker. Now Spreaker was a guy who went into the police force and he faced corruption head on. And he changed the way the police force now runs itself. But back in those days, there was so much corruption that people came at him with a knife, and he didn't back down.
Wait, and you're talking about people? You're talking about criminals? So you're talking about people in the force?
People in the force. So
other officers were coming after him.
Yes, in their own office, and people didn't care. And he still came at him. He didn't care.
So he had to literally go against the grain.
Yeah, I was about to say that, yeah. So, he had to literally go against the grain. Sometimes what we're called to do is going to rattle little feathers. So you're going to lose a lot of friends. Sometimes when we're called to do something so much more powerful than we are.
But maybe those were not friends you should have anyway if they don't, if you don't feel right about something, and deep down, so I guess Spreaker really was an island, and he just went against the grain. But look what he did, though. You said he changed the way police forces now run, and for the better, I feel. Yeah, he is. Yeah, because now now they're run with more rules and regulations. Their guy before they were just doing whatever the hell they wanted, and when he came in, he's like, I'm not going to buy, but this is not right, and then he did the right thing. So he let his conscience and his guide him, and not he just. It is easy. You signed off. I'm like, just me get my paycheck, get my retirement, my pension. So he really sacrificed everything, but he made the world a better place. He did make the world a better place. He actually did something that was right when everybody was telling him it was wrong, what he was doing. Yeah. I mean, today would be easy to do that, right? But he was the first one to do it. Yeah, he started the trend. And yes. And that takes cojones, because what it's going to say is the world will try to test you to see who you are. They'll give you obstacles in your way to see let's see what type of person we're dealing with. When the world does that, it will try to break you at the same time. And when it breaks you, let yourself be broken. Don't keep pushing forward, because it will kill you. But if you let it break you, it will heal the broken pieces that you believe that were weak, and which will now become strong. Imagine what a world would be like if some of the big figures in history didn't go through its fear. Imagine Columbus just like, you know what? I don't know if the world's round. I'm too afraid. I'm just going to stay in. Yeah, those waves are too dangerous. I'm not going to go out, I'm not doing that. Or Ali, when he told them that he wasn't going into the military and lost millions of dollars. Right? When he was like, you're right, I'm just going to go in the military. Okay, sir, I'm going to do exactly what you say. Right. If none of these people went against the grain, what would they become? If he never went towards adversity. You know what? There was a saying, it's like an old saying from Seneca. He basically said, I feel sorry for people who have never faced adversity or fear, because now you've never had an opponent in your life, and you'll never know what you are capable of. By the way, who is that, Seneca? I think he's a Stoic leader back in the old era, the Stoic era, back with Marcus Aurelius and them. Okay. So I read a book by. Was he like a philosopher? Or? Yes. Okay. I read a lot of philosophy, and I use it in my own life to. So I look at the people that have gone through so much chaos in their life, and they come out on top. But without the chaos, they would never found who they are. So every time you're going through something, look at this. Like an athlete, when he trains, when he keeps missing shots. Look at Kobe Bryant. He would take so many shots before the game, be 3-4 hours ahead of time, just to get better. He's training. Now, so when things happen in your life and things go wrong, don't be like, oh, life is trying to take me down. No, it's like, yo, this is training. What do I need to learn from this? This is going to make me better, but how is it making me better? What do I need to learn from this situation that's happening to me? Whether it's heartbreak, whether your car breaks, or this happens, Right. Whatever is happening is life trying to tell you that there's a pieces of you that are broken that we're trying to make stronger. So find those, let this happen. Like, all right, thank you. Give me more. That's all you got. Imagine Washington and those guys were like, and Adams and Jefferson was like, we're not gonna fight the British, the greatest empire. I mean, it's just so silly to say that because look, America is a great country now.
Yeah.
But it's easy to say in hindsight, 240, 50, 60 years later. But at the time, literally the biggest empire in the world. 13 colonies gonna fight them. Imagine they just like, you know what? We don't have the courage to do this. I'm afraid. I'm just gonna do what the British say.
Yeah.
We all be
or they're scared to
drinking tea and eating crumpets.
Or the guys that sat back and went against everything and they said, what? We're gonna sign the Declaration of Independence and change this world for the better. What if they're like, you know what? I ain't trying to do this. This is too much.
Yeah.
Or what? Another story is the 300 Sparta. When they
great one.
Remember when they went into battle knowing they were going to die, to tell their country, listen, we're going to fight for you so you can believe in yourself. We're not just going to take the riches and be comfortable. If you want our riches, come get it. We're coming to you.
So they were fighting the Romans.
They're fighting the Romans. They were about to be taken over, and then the Romans were coming by and they were giving money to lie down.
Wow.
And they came to the Spartans and they're like,
so they turned down the money and rather fight.
And they fought for they had a belief system inside of them.
Not easy to do.
And even when they fought, they could have still walked away and ran away. And they did. They knew they were going to die. Sometimes you have to fight what you believe in. Your foundation is your building blocks.
Yeah.
So if you have a strong foundation, you'll always have a chance. And that's why I always go by the quote, leaders are the leaders of hope.
Yes.
When you are a leader of hope, you know that anything is possible. Just believe it's possible. You have to believe in yourself.
So your big message to everybody, this fear all around us. And it's not always bad. It'll let us survive, but you talk about emotion, like growth. You gotta, like, how do we deal with fear in life for whatever reason and the courage to come through? So what's your last message to our listeners as we wrap this up?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I always go by saying that fortune favors the bold.
No, say that again?
Fortune favors the bold. You have to take action to get anything in life. If you want to become something, go after it. Don't be scared of it. You only live once. I've said that many times, but if you really look at all the people that have accomplished something in their life, they didn't wake up like this. I don't care what you say. You can see an athlete. You can see Michael Jordan. You can see all these people that you see as your role models. They had to work to get there. They had to take risks. They had to take action. They had to do what was right. And I'll tell you, at the end of the day, I guarantee you, they were so grateful for the adversity, so grateful for the failure, because we will, like in my other episodes, you will fail your way to success. Mm-hmm. Whatever success is for you, you will fail your way into it. Use the fear. And be courageous like 300. Be courageous like Nightingale. Know anything is possible. Look at all these people who people told them it was not possible, and they went through it anyway. You want to have pain. You want to have adversity because you're learning who you are. Let the world guide you. Let the world fix the broken pieces that are within you that are meant to be strong. The only reason they're not strong is because you don't believe in yourself. They haven't come to the surface yet because you're repressing them. You're allowing yourself to conform. You're allowing yourself to not get out of bed in the morning and work on yourself. You're needing to be in a relationship when you should be working on yourself. Because for me, I've been in many relationships and they've come and gone. I always thought I needed a relationship, but the best part of me was when I wasn't in one and I learned who I was underneath. It took a year or two to find myself. Man, I miss myself. That's what
Pop quiz. Who's your best friend?
Yourself.
There you go.
That's the best thing. And you know what I mean? That's why I go by that thing from NF. He's like, I've never been married, but I know divorce. Hey, Nate, how you doing? You know what I mean? So that is...
That hit close to home.
Yeah, that's the thing. So you
Which, by a quick note, I didn't tell you this before, but March 21st would have been the anniversary of my now, failed marriage, by the way. But whatever. But I don't think about it. It just hit me that you said that.
I said that?
Yeah. No, when you said divorce, it hit me. It's like, we'd be celebrating right now, but it's okay.
Yeah, but see, like...
But I moved on.
Yeah, but the marriage was there to teach you a lesson.
It did.
Even in life, when things happen, things are going away, it's a training for something better to come along, or for you to teach someone else something. So remember, when you're going towards something, you say, I can't do it. Why does the world need me? I used to say that about starting this podcast.
Yeah.
But if the world didn't need me, why are so many people still dying and dropping from drugs?
Right.
And the world needs you for what you're meant to do. Find your passion. Go out of your comfort zone. Walk out into the unknown. Walk into the abyss, and that's where your greatness and yourself is waiting for you. And I want to tell everyone in this world and who's listening, thank you for listening. I'm not doing this for anything for myself. I'm doing it to help you. I'm doing it to guide you to something better. Trust in yourself. Trust in you. And without you, I would not be who I am today. I do this from the bottom of my heart to help this world to be a better place, even if it's one person at a time. I'm grateful for you and for everything that you have gone through. And remember, what you've gone through is a blessing. And I will see you next week on my next episode of Gratefulness. And I can't wait to see you guys. I love you.